Hey guys, hope everyone is enjoying this last day of 2019. Yeah, I know I haven't done a video blog in a long time, and so I figured this last day of 2019 is probably a great day to do one. I'm just getting over a cold, so hopefully I don't sound too nasally on this video. But I wanted to take a moment to just share the Tuesday thought with you in a video blog format and just look at a reflection of 2019 and basically, a reflection of my 2019 and what it meant to me this year. And I will tell you, if I had to assign a word to my 2019, I think growth would be the word that I would use. I've experienced such tremendous growth this year in so many areas of my life. It's been tremendous. Growth in my career, growth in my leadership development, growth in just getting better with my health and fitness. Growth in my walk with God, growth in my parenting, growth in my being a husband and learning what that truly means. I mean, each of these areas, I've just seen my life change and learn. I've learned so much and grown so much in these areas. And I will tell you, there are two specific things that I definitely will carry into 2020 with me that I had to learn in 2019 in order to experience the growth that I'm talking about. And one of those things is I had to be intentional. And the other thing is I had to be flexible. The intentional piece, that is something that I found that I have to be, focused on. One, this growth does not happen just overnight. It's not going to happen without you doing something to make it happen in any of the areas that I talked about. And so for me, what I had to do is I had to start scheduling my day. I had to look at a schedule each day and say, how am I going to grow in the areas where I want to grow? What are the things I'm going to do each and every day to make that happen? And for me, I'll give you a typical day for me as I'm scheduling out. One of the first things is, I wake up and I make sure I have that quiet time so I can connect with God. I have that quiet time where I can build and grow in that area of my life. After that, I'm down here, and those of you who followed me, in the past, you've seen this area before. I'm down here in the basement. I schedule time for my health and fitness, and I'm down here working out, and this is my place, and this is what I do to make sure that I can grow in that area. And then I go from that, and I schedule time in the day to read. So in my leadership development, and you, again, if you followed me, you've seen John C. Maxwell. I really like reading his books and his thoughts on leadership. And so I've been reading those books continuously and digesting that and learning from that. And I've been able to grow in that area. I've scheduled time, with my family. I've scheduled in family time to make sure that I give CA the time that he needs. And more importantly, I give Jen the time that she needs so we can grow in our relationship and we can grow as a couple. And these are just some of the areas as I look through my day, that I know I have to focus on. These are the areas where I want to grow. And I said, in order for that to happen, I have to be intentional about making that happen. It's not going to happen on its own. The other thing is being flexible. One thing I've learned over my life, especially in these past 10 years, is that, many times I think the plan that I have is the plan that's gonna, that's gonna take place, and God tells me, yeah, your plan sounds good, Chuck, but I got a detour for you. I got somewhere else I want you to go. And in many of those cases, probably all of those cases, as I've looked back, those detours, those changes in my plan that God has put in that have all led to some tremendous thing in my life. It has led to some kind of growth in my life. And so I've learned, even though it's difficult at times, I've learned that I have to be flexible with the plans that I put forward. Just like anyone else, I'm going to start 2020 and I'm going to have plans for, okay, I want to do these things in 2020 and here's how I think it's going to all play out. And it's good to do that. And you want to start off with a plan like that. But what you have to understand, and what I had to understand, and I've seen again throughout my life, is that that plan that you develop on January 1st of 2020, when you look back on it, December 31st of 2020, it's not going to look the same. There are going to be changes, detours, bumps in the road. You may go on a totally different path than what you ever expected when you wrote that plan out on January 1st. But this is where you have to be flexible, and you have to be willing to listen to that voice. Listen to that voice, that's telling you that I have a better plan for you. I have a better way. And that takes faith. And that takes faith and trust. And again, I'm telling you, I have fought with it, and I still do at times, because we think we know best, but many times we don't see the road ahead of us, and those detours that we're placed on are necessary, for us to continue to grow. And so those are two things for me, as I close out this 2019 and I reflect back on my year. Those are two things that I definitely am taking with me into 2020. And again, these are things that I have to continue to work at. Being intentional, being flexible. There are days when I don't follow my schedule like I should, or sometimes I don't even write out the schedule like I know I should. And I will tell you, on those days, at the end of that day, I feel like I have wasted a day. I feel like I have gone through the day without really much focus or direction. And so understanding that when I do that, especially if I do that too many times, that is going to limit the growth that I want to see in my life. So again, it comes down to me being intentional, and me, being flexible with my plans, and having faith, and understanding that there's a bigger purpose out there, and many times I may feel like I know what the plan is, but I need to understand where I fit in the whole thing. So, as we go into 2020, I just encourage you all to take a look back at your 2019. Take a look back at everything. Take a look back at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Absorb it all. Look at what's happened to you during this 2019 year. And then look at what you want to change and where you want to grow. What are the areas in your life where you want to grow as you go into 2020? And if I could, I encourage you to be intentional with those things. Be intentional and figure out your plan to grow in those areas, because it's not going to happen on its own. And then the other thing is be flexible. Understand that there's a bigger purpose, and understand that what may look like a detour or even a dead end to you may be a path to something even greater that God has in store for you. So, I just encourage you guys, be safe. Anybody going out tonight, partying, doing anything like that to celebrate the new year, I just want you to be safe and just, reflect on this year, enjoy it, and get ready for 2020, because there's some great things in store for all of us. We just have to be ready for them, guys. We just got to be ready, go into 2020, ready to take on what's coming your way, all right? God bless. Evolution of self. Keep it going, guys. I'll see you in the new year. Bye-bye.